Hello and welcome to the vocabulary class for everybody, for every level. We are here to learn English together. So join us and subscribe to improve your vocabulary. So let's start our journey. Lesson 3, Job Title. Teacher, teacher. Someone whose job is to teach in a school or college. For example, there is a shortage of teachers, especially in music and science. Professor, professor. A teacher of the highest rank in a department of British University, or a teacher of high rank in an American university or college. For example, she is a professor of nutrition at Columbia University. Pilot, pilot, a person who flies an aircraft. For example, I want to be a pilot in the future. Firefighter, firefighter, a person whose job is to stop fires from burning. For example, several of the firefighters received commendation for their bravery. Police officer, police officer, a male or female member of the police force. For example, I was stopped by a police officer. Doctor, doctor, a person with a medical degree whose job is to treat people who are ill or hurt. For example, you should see a doctor about that cough. Dentist, dentist, a person whose job is treating people's teeth. For example, you should have your teeth checked by a dentist at least twice a year. Nurse, nurse, the title given to the person whose job is to care for people who are ill or injured, especially in a hospital. For example, the nurse will take your blood pressure in a moment. Surgeon, surgeon, a doctor who is especially trained to perform medical operations. For example, the surgeon did everything in her power to save him. Architect, architect, a person whose job is to design new buildings. For example, she is a highly recommended architect. Archaeologist, archaeologist, someone who studies the buildings, graves, tools, and other objects of people who lived in the past. For example, the site of the temple was discovered by a group of amateur archaeologists. Artist, artist, someone who paints, draws, or makes sculptures and etc. For example, the artist always painted alone. Sculptor, sculptor, someone who creates sculptures. For example, he is a sculptor who works mainly in stone. Artist, ceramist, ceramist, sculptor. Singer, singer, a person who sings. For example, an excited crowd waited for a singer to arrive. Musician, musician, someone who is skilled in playing music, usually as a job. For example, our next act is a very talented young musician. Photographer, photographer, a person who takes photographs, either as a job or hobby. For example, she is a professional photographer. Baker, baker, a person whose job is to make bread and cakes for sale. For example, my father is a local baker. Barber. Barber. Barbers are typically male hairdressers who work with male clients. For example, he used to work as a barber. Hairdresser. Hairdresser. Hairdressers are hairstylists that work in salons or travel directly to clients. Common services provided include cutting, styling, coloring, and washing hair. For example, I'm going to change my hairdresser. Bank clerk. Bank clerk. An employee of a bank who deals with customers, receives and pays out money, etc. For example, she was a bank clerk until the war, when she trained as a nurse. Chef. Chef. A skilled and trained cook who works in a hotel or restaurant, especially the most important cook. For example, he is one of the top chefs in Britain. Judge. Judge. A person who is in charge of a trial in a court and decides how a person who is guilty of a crime should be punished, or who makes decisions on legal matters. For example, the judge reminded the witness that she was under oath. Lawyer. Lawyer. Someone whose job is to give advice to people about the law and speak for them in court. For example, I want to see my lawyer before I say anything. Judge. Lawyer. Jury. Mechanic. Mechanic. Someone whose job is repairing the engines of vehicles and other machines. For example, the mechanic pointed out the repair on the front of my car. Painter. Painter. Someone whose job is to paint surfaces, such as walls and doors. For example, how do you make a living as a painter? Carpenter. Carpenter. A person whose job is making and repairing wooden objects and structures. For example, if I remember correctly, Tom used to be a carpenter. Plumber. Plumber. A person whose job is to supply and connect or repair water pipes, bath, toilets, and etc. For example, the plumber is coming tomorrow to install a new washing machine. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. If you like our video, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. See you soon.